Hello friends, and welcome back to our channel once again. So today we will be shortlisting the stocks from Nifty 50, in which there has been a recent crossover of the exponential moving averages or are on the verge of showing the crossover. So this is an analysis which I do near the end of every month, and from now on I would try my best to upload this analysis on our channel. So, now you can see my Excel sheet. This just contains the name of the stocks in the Nifty 50 and some color coding is there, which I will explain in a bit. Before that, let me go to the Kite platform and show you how I will be doing the analysis. Okay, so I have made the template of EMA 20 and 100 and another template of EMA 50 and 200. Now, I will be applying both the templates separately and find out the crossover opportunities. First, I will start with 20 and 100 EMA for those looking for short-term trading horizon, and then we will move forward to 50 and 200 EMA for those looking to see the longer-term time horizon for their trading. So, uh, these color coding which you are seeing on my screen right now are pretty much self-explanatory. Anyways, I will walk you through it as we start doing our analysis. Okay, so the first symbol for our analysis is Adani ports. So I'll just copy it down and go to my Kite platform. I'll paste the name here, select it. Okay, so as you can see, now the template is that has been applied is the crossover of EMA 20 and EMA 100. For those of you who don't know, EMA stands for exponential moving average, and how it's different from the simple moving average is that the exponential moving average gives weightage to the recent day's closing. Okay, unlike the simple moving average, which gives the weightage equal, which gives equal weightage to all the closings for the time period which we are applying the moving average for. Okay, I hope that I clarified the concept for you. Anyways, let's see the analysis. So as you can see, now I have applied the 20 and 100 EMA wala template. First, I will complete the 20 and 100 EMA template for all of the 50 stocks, and then I will move forward to the 50 and 200 EMA template for all the 50 stocks once again. Okay, so now I will try to find opportunities like this. I want to find opportunities like this where the stock is about to cross the 200 100 moving average, or it has just crossed the 100 moving average. The 20 moving average should cut the 100 moving average, or should be about to cut the 100 moving average. So as you can see, Adani Ports is showing is not showing any such signals. So I don't want to color code it anything. So next up on our list is Asian Paints. So okay, as you can see, the 20 EMA is very close to the 100 EMA, so it may show a crossover. I'm not sure whether, yeah, so it may show a crossover. So okay, so I'll mark it as blue, and let me write for which EMA this is about to show a crossover, and it's a 20. So I'll write down just 20 for it. Next stock is Axis Bank. Okay, so the Axis Bank 20 EMA is far away from the 100 EMA. So for now, I will ignore this stock. Let's move on to the next one, Bajaj Auto. Okay, so the EMA 20 is coming down and it's very close to the 100 EMA. So I will mark it as about to cross the 20 EMA once again. Next, Bajaj Finance. Okay, so the 20 EMA is far from the 100 EMA. Okay, sorry. Let me give you a quick note that the red line here is supposed to be the 100 EMA and the green line here is supposed to be the 20 EMA. So I'm looking for instances where the green line is about to cut the red line. Okay, so now again, it's not mandatory to color code it just like I did it. You could reverse the color code or you can apply any other colors. The color does not matter. Okay, so next one is Bajaj Finance is not showing any signals. Bajaj Finance Reserve. Okay, so it's quite difficult to know that whether I mark it is about to cross or I should ignore the stock. So I will ignore the stock. I am looking for clear cut symbols. Whether if the 20 EMA would have been somewhere around here or here, then I would have marked it as blue. But for now, I will ignore this. Next one is BPCL. Okay, so again, it is far away, so I would discard this once again. Next is Bharti Airtel. Okay, so the Bharti Airtel has the 20 EMA has just crossed. This is the best instance that I am looking for. So the 20 EMA has crossed the 100 EMA, and that's a bearish sign. As I have mentioned in the color coding also, if the 20 EMA has crossed the 100 EMA, from downward side, then it is a bearish sign like this. It was up, the 20 EMA was up, now it is coming below the 100 EMA, so it's a bearish sign. So I will mark it as red. Uh, Again, mark it as 20. Next is Infratel. Okay, let me just type it. Okay, why it's not coming, I don't know. Maybe the stock name is not correct. I copied it right, I guess. Okay, sorry. Uh, okay, let's just skip Infratel. I don't know what's happening. It's not showing. Let me try once more and then we'll skip. Okay, it's not coming. I don't know what's happening. Let's just skip the Infratel for now. Britannia. Okay, so again the 20 EMA was below the 100 EMA. Now it's again it's very subjective that whether or not you see this as a small gap or a big gap. Once you start doing the analysis on a regular basis, it will just occur to you that whether you consider it as a small gap or a large gap. So you might be wrong sometimes, but it's all right. You would start learning by doing the analysis. I'm learning too. So okay, I'll consider it as a small gap and I will mark it as about to cross 20. Next one is Cipla. Okay, so it has, yeah, the 20 EMA has crossed the 100 EMA. You can see the 20 EMA value is 79.7990 and the 100 EMA value is 792.1328. So yeah, so the 20 EMA is less than the 100 EMA. So that's why we'll mark it as a bearish sign. We see it as a bearish sign. So let's mark it as one. Okay, the 20. Okay, one more thing, one important thing to note that is I use this analysis to shortlist my stock for my swing trading. I don't use it for intraday. And one more important thing to tell you here is I'm using the daily time frame. You could apply the moving averages in multiple time frames in 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, week, month, etc. etc. But for my swing trading, I apply it for a daily time frame. Okay, so um, Yeah, next stock is Coal India. So okay, the Coal India is the 20 EMA is about to cross, so we'll mark it as blue. It's the 21. Next is Dr. Reddy. Okay, so no, it is far beyond from the 100 EMA. See, if we would have caught this stock here where the 20 EMA crossed the 100 EMA, and we would have shorted the stock or sold the futures or uh, sold the call option or bought the put option, then we would have made a large profit from this stock. Let's just for fun, let's just calculate that. What's the return? I'm of course again I'm considering the maximum return, and it is 13.53% in merely 39 days. That is almost two trading months, I guess. Okay, so anyways, um, every analysis has its pros and cons. I'm not saying that every time you would earn a 13% or 15% guaranteed return, but again, it's a good strategy. You could just short it based on this strategy. Again, before making any position in the stock market, you should consult with your financial planner and do your own analysis. All this video which I'm making is strictly for educational purpose only. I repeat this again and again. Do your own analysis before making any trade. So, but it's a good strategy, and I like to follow this along with some more filtering before making the trade to see the overview, where the market is for this particular stock, where this is going to be, and I make decision based on that, even if I'm making intraday. So, okay, anyways, let's not waste much more time. And okay, what was Dr. Reddy? I forgot. Copy this down. Yeah, okay, sorry. It was quite away from the 100 moving average, as you can see here. So let's just move on to the next stock, Aishan Motor. Okay, so the Aishan Motor, the gap between the 20 and 100 EMA is quite close. Again, it might happen that it could come here and without crossing the 100 EMA, it could bounce back from here. So that would be a bullish sign too. So that's why I color it as blue. Okay, so it's again a 20. Next one is Gale. This video might get a little bit long because there is a 50 stock, and I will try to move faster so that it does not take much of your time. Okay, so the 20 EMA is far away. Skip it. Grasim. Okay, so it has shown a two bullish move from here to here. Has not The 20 EMA has not fallen since 7th of August 2020. Again, you might notice a interesting thing here that the stock price keeps on taking support. Let me just highlight it. In the 20 EMA, you can see right here, has taken so many supports. So we could also see the single exponential moving averages to see that whether or not the stock is taking support, and we could make a trade based on that too. So the moving averages are very important thing to notice when we are doing the technical analysis. So anyways, that's not the aim of this particular video. I'll try to make a separate video to shortlist the stocks where it has recently taken support in a key moving average. By key moving average, I mean the 20, 100, 50 and 200 EMAs, or the sometimes the 40 EMA. Okay, so that is beyond the scope of this particular video. In this video, we are trying to find the crossovers only. Next stock is HCL Tech. Okay, so it's far away. Ignore it. HDFC Bank. Okay, so the HDFC Bank might come down and then bounce back. So let's just mark it as blue. Again, you might say that this gap is too much, and in the previous stock the gap was small. I'm not calculating it by scale to measure it perfectly, but just to get a idea. So I might be completely wrong, and you might argue that in some stocks I have rejected the crossovers or just about to crossovers where the gap was similar. It might happen because I am depending on the visuals, what visuals are there. Okay, so anyways, let's move on to the next stock, HDFC Life. Paste the company name. Okay, so again, HDFC Life can show a crossover in the coming days. Next is Hero Motocorp. Okay, so it has shown the crossover. The 20 EMA has crossed the 100 EMA. So we'll mark it as red because it's a bearish sign. Next is Hindalco. Okay, so Hindalco is pretty well above the 100 EMA. So next one is Hindustan Unilever. Okay, so see the 20 EMA was down the below the 100 EMA, and just recently it has crossed on 23rd of March, and again it has taken a support on the 100 EMA. So it's a bullish sign. It's definitely a bullish sign. So let's just mark it as green. Oh, sorry, I marked the wrong stock. Sorry. Yeah, Hindustan. Sorry for the delay. Next one is HDFC. Okay, so this is it can show a crossover in the coming days. So let me mark it as blue. Here I'm marking the 2020. That means it is referring to the template of 20 and 100 EMA. Why I am recording this because after analyzing the 20 and 100 EMA, I will also see the crossovers, or I will try to find out the crossovers in the 50 and 200 EMAs. Okay, so anyways, let's go to the ICICI Bank. Okay, so it's well above the 100 EMA, so no need to mark it. Next is ITC. Okay, ITC is showing some zigzag movements, so it's worth to watch the moving average of ITC. For the sole purpose of that, I will be marking it as blue. Next one is IOC. Okay, so it is falling down. The EMA 20 is falling down, so it might show a crossover. So I'll mark it as blue once again. Again, as you can see, there are many more blue symbols rather than red or green, and around 2% or 5% of these blue stocks will only trigger. So rest all of them would not trigger. So that's the history I had. So okay. Anyways, next one is Indusland Bank. Okay, so next one is Indusland Bank. So it's far away from the 100 EMA. Discarded. Next is Infosys. Okay, Infosys is well above the 100 EMA. Next is JSW Steel. Above the 100 EMA. Kotak Bank. Okay, so the Kotak Bank is in a downtrend and it can show a crossover, or it might bounce back from right here like this. Let me just draw it like this. It can do. It's possible. So, anyways, we'll mark it as blue. Next is Larsen and Turbo. Okay, so the gap is quite large. I don't think it's going to show the crossover unless something drastic happens. So I'll ignore the LNT. Next is Mahindra and Mahindra. Okay, so the gap is far. Discard. Next is Maruti. Okay, so the Maruti has shown a crossover on 1st March. It was just starting of the month, so I won't consider it as a bullish sign because, sorry, I will not consider it. It is a bearish sign, but the moment to take the trade has passed. The right time to take the trade would have been on um, here. Here would be a right time to take the trade because this was the time when the moving average crossed. Okay, so anyways, we missed the opportunity. So okay, so see how this happened. This went here, from here to here, and then it came down. So it might go further down, so that we don't know, or it might come up. So we have to maintain a proper stop loss, and we had to maintain a proper funds in our account to hold the positions because in order to short it, we would have to sell the futures because option selling would not have been possible because we don't know the range of the stock price which we would be expecting based on these crossover. So futures selling, Maruti futures selling would have been a better option on 1st March ka closing. So anyways, the opportunity has passed, so no need to discuss about it. So let's move on to our next stock, that is NTPC. Okay, so it's not showing in recent times. Next is Nestle India. Okay, again, see it has shown a crossover here on 18th Feb. So, anyways, that's not the point of discussion for today. ONGC, it's well above the 100 EMA. Power Grid, it's well above the 100 EMA again. Reliance would be I expecting it to be above the 100 EMA. Okay, so the gap is close. It might show a bearish crossover. So let's mark it as blue. Reliance is a good stock to keep a watch on. Next is Shri Cement. It's well above the 100 EMA. Next is SBIN. SBIN is starting to show a downward trend, but it's still well above the 20 EMA is well above the 100 EMA, so we'll ignore this. Sun Pharma. Okay, so the Sun Pharma is in a downtrend and it's about to show the crossover. So let's mark it as blue once again. It's the 21. Next is TCS. Uh, no clear signals. Tata Motors. Okay, again well above the 100 EMA. Next is Tata Steel. It's well above the 100 EMA again. Tech Mahindra. It's not showing a clear cut sign. The 20 EMA is flat, so I'll leave it. Next is Titan. Again, it's a flat, it could go anywhere. So it might bounce up or it might come down. So in about 15 days, we might want to check these crossovers once again for the 20 and 100 EMAs. Next is UPL. Okay, it's well above the 100 EMA again. Ultra Sempo. It's well above. See that what I was talking about, the stock price tend to take a support uh, near the moving averages here, then here, then here, then here. In the last 5 or 6 months, it has taken support 5 times. Okay, so anyways, it's not the point of discussion tomorrow. I'll try to make a separate video for that. Next is Wipro. Okay, Wipro might show a crossover. It's in a downtrend and it's very close to the 100 EMA. So let's mark it as blue once again. Last stock for today would be Zeal. Okay, so the Zeal has, yeah, as you can see, the 20 EMA is 210 and the 100 EMA is 211. So it has a crossover and it is a bearish crossover. So we'll mark it as red. Okay, let me just use the format painter to not get confused. Yeah, okay. Now, so the 20 EMA has finished. Now it's time to check for the 50 EMAs. Most probably we will see the crossovers, or we would be about to see the crossovers in the stocks for the colored stocks only, because 50 and 200 EMA is a longer time frame, so it's not possible that it's rarely possible that there is a crossover in 50 and 200 EMA before the 20 and 100 EMA. So to save time, let's just check the possibility of crossovers in the stocks which are colored. Okay, because these stocks which are white do not have the probability to show crossovers in the coming days or coming weeks for 20 and 100 EMS. So they would rarely, or they would not have a chance to show a possibility of crossovers in the 50 and 200 EMS. Okay, so we will be analyzing only the colored stocks. So let me just apply filter. Um, and I want only the colored stocks. Um, okay, I'll select all the no-fill stocks and I'll just delete them. Okay, sorry. Uh, yeah, okay. So these are only stocks for which I will be checking for the 50 and 100 EMA. I'll write 50 here. So, okay. So the first stock is Asian Paints. Okay, before that, let me change the template of Asian Paints. This is the moving average, exponential moving average for 50 and 200. So see, no scope of transition. And this 50 and 200 EMA is used for a longer duration if you have a longer time frame. Okay, so next stock is Bajaj Auto. See, it's well above the 200 EMA. So you can see the difference. What I was telling, that this Bajaj Auto and Asian Paint had a possibility that they will show the crossover in 20 and 100 EMA template, but how far they are in the 50 and 200 wala template. So that's what I was talking about. The stocks which are were marked as white did not show the possibility of even showing a crossover of 20 and 100. So it's not possible for them to show a crossover of 50 and 200. So it just saves our time. Next one is Bharti Airtel. Okay, so it's well above, so no need. Next is Britannia. Okay, so Britannia has just crossed the 50 and 200 EMA has, okay, it's not just, it was on 9th of March, but it is too close and it's trading at almost the same level. When the 50 EMA crossed the 200 EMA, the closing and the open price were 3400 and It was in the range of 3400 and 3500, and it's still trading in the range of 34 and 3500. So it would be exciting to see from where the stock goes from here. It has a possibility to cross over the 200 EMA once again, or it might go down like this. Let me just show you. It can go like this, or it could go like this. I'm talking about the 50 EMA. Okay, so anyways, I'll mark it as blue. Sorry, it is already marked as blue. I'll mark it as 50 for 50. Next one is Cipla. Okay, there is no possibility. Next is Coal India. Okay, so the Coal India is about to show a crossover, I guess, or it has shown. Let me delete the volume. I don't need it now. Yeah, it has shown the crossover by 0.01 rupees. By 0.01 points. Okay, so it's a bearish sign for Coal India. So, okay, for 52, I have to check. Next is, let me mark it as red. Next is Eicher Motor. I'll mark it as blue, this one. Blue 50 represents that in Britannia we are about to see a crossover in the 50 template, 50 EMA template. Next one is Eicher Motor. It's well above the 200 EMA. HDFC Bank. It's again well above the 200 EMA. HDFC Life, again well above the 200 EMA. Hero MotoCorp, okay, it's in a downtrend and it's coming down, so we might see a crossover in say about 10 or 15 days, or it might bounce back from here itself. So we could ignore this. Hindustan Unilever. We checked the 5200 EMA when our trading horizon is quite large. So no possibility of crossover. It has taken there was a trough here, but then it again traced back its trajectory. So okay, next is HDFC. Okay, let me type it down. HDFC. Yeah. Above the 200 again. Next is ITC. It's closer, but it's not showing a clear-cut sign. So I'll discard it. Next is Indian Oil. It's in a downward motion and it's quite closer. So I'll mark it as blue. There might be a possibility. 20 and 50. And 50 I have it as blue. Okay, sorry. Yeah, right. Next is Kotak Bank. It's well above the 200 EMA. Sorry. Yeah, it's well above the 50 EMA. Next one is Reliance. It's closer to the 200 EMA, but it's not showing any clear-cut sign. If it would have been like this, then I would mark it as blue. But anyways, next one is Sun Pharma. It's well above the 200. Next one is Wipro. Again, it's well above the 200. Last stop for today is Zeal. So see, it's so close to the 200 EMA, and we might see a crossover. So I'll mark it as blue once again. Okay, so this was the last stock for today. So these are the stocks which would be going into my watch list. I will keep a watch on these stocks. How many stocks are there? I guess 20 stocks, less than 20, 17 or 18 stocks. So okay, 19 stocks. So okay, so this was all for today. Now, I have an important disclaimer that all this analysis which I'm doing is strictly for educational purpose, and you should not comprehend this analysis as any buying or selling signal on any particular stock. Before making any positions, do consult with your financial planner. Okay. One more important thing that if you guys are liking that what I am doing here, I'm not just telling you the steps on how to do the analysis. I'm actually doing it for you guys from scratch. Then do hit the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions or any complaints regarding the audio quality, regarding the analysis, or regarding the video quality, or anything, please do mention your thoughts in the comment section below. I would be more than happy to entertain them and I would try to adapt myself according to your needs. Okay, so that was all for today. Thank you for watching.